in modern use signifies an evil spirit or an evil genius. And remember, genius is one of the definitions of father. A father is a genius. Isn't the Pope the father? And isn't the black Pope a father? Because Pope means Papa, means father. But it goes on to say an evil spirit or evil genius which influences the conduct or directs the fortunes of mankind, which means finances. And these are people that are getting a whole strong grasp on people's fortunes and finances. So there are people out here that believe that they're following the God, Lord, and this other kind of thing, and that they're into Jesus and Christianity, and they're just being duped right along every step of the way because they don't comprehend what's going on. Now, the UN peacekeeping troops are nothing more. That's a new word for Hessian soldiers that are for hire to foreign countries. And Hessian is spelled Hessian, and people need to do some additional research into that. I'm almost done with this, wrapping up some of this historical stuff so that we can get into some of the spiritual information. Now, this was important, and I thought this was interesting. The Congress of Vienna, which was started in 1814, recently convened to create a new form of world government, which is another way of saying world order, which is another way of saying new order, which is going right back to the Jesuits. And a lot of these people that are doing the things they do, they think they're doing it for one reason, and they find out later that it's a completely and totally different reason. But I was talking about Ataturk. In 1915, the Ottoman Turk was overthrown by what people would consider whatever a Masonic Jew is. And this particular band of Masons that were some type of Jews, I don't know if they were real Jews or these Revelations 2:9, 3:9, synagogue of Satan that say they're Jews and are not but are lying, they called themselves the Young Turks. And they were supposed to be Jewish socialists in the Masonic order, and they overthrew the Islamic government of Ottomans in Turkey. Now, doesn't that go back to Loyola's original agenda? And basically, these individuals tortured, disfigured, and murdered approximately 2 million Christian Armenians. See, so people think, oh, well, this is about the Christians, and we're going to be okay. I kind of doubt it. They're coming after Christians. They're killing people that are Jews. They're killing people that are Muslims. They're killing people that are agnostic, that are atheists. I don't think whoever these are, I don't think they particularly care. But these people that they tortured were men, women, and children, and they cut off their hands. Now, again, this is stuff that you guys need to know just on general principles. You can take the information or you can leave the information. Some other research I did found that the fight for Jerusalem, modern-day Jerusalem, is between the Saracens and the Latins. So maybe people need to do some more research on this new word Jew and see just exactly what in the blazes does that mean. And exactly who are they talking about? Because you're talking about killing off Jesus Christ, and I submit to you, since there was no such thing as a letter J, there never walked any such person. So what the hell what are we talking about here? If there was no J in ancient language, J is one of the newest letters under the sun. There could not possibly have been anybody walking named Jesus Christ. So who was it that is supposed to have been killed when you're talking about somebody that didn't even exist? Now, the research I did, based on the word and the term and the verbiage, it just basically means it goes into the beast. But that's a whole other story, and that's a whole other lecture. But the leaders of the First Crusade created the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem. And again, if you don't know what words mean and you don't know what this stuff is, you don't even know what's going on. I'm only trying to help you to see with discernment that which you are looking at. And I want you to be able to hear what it is that you are listening to. Because people put the stuff in your face, but they know you don't know what the blazes are going on or what people are talking about. Now, listen to this again. The word synagogue, according to, and we're talking about a people that say they are the synagogue of Satan, and they say they are erecting a Luciferian government for Satan, the devil, Lucifer, or the devil, Satan, Lucifer, which we call DSL, the devil, Satan, Lucifer. Interesting. Isn't there some entity out there called DSL? And everybody's on the World Wide Web to get stuck. Isn't that what happens to people that get on webs? You get stuck. Anyway, synagogue in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance is Greek word number 4864, and it comes from Greek word number 4863, and it means an assemblage of persons, specifically a Jewish synagogue, the meeting or place. But by analogy, it is a Christian church. It also means Christian Jews. So, people keep thinking that, the Muslims are different from the Jews, which are different from the Christians. And I keep telling everyone it's all really, there's a strange blend going on between those three, what people would believe are separate religions, and I don't see them as being separate at all. Because, back in the day, it was originally called Judeo-Christian. Judeo-Christian. And it was the Roman Catholic Church that raised up and set off, launched Muhammad. So, people need to do more research into the things that they follow and the things that they believe in. So it goes on to say that a synagogue is a company dominated by the activity of Satan. The word Satan means enemy, adversary, and opponent. But as I said last week, it also means the enemy of man, the enemy of man, which is the enemy of mind, which is the enemy of supernatural force and power. Let's see here. All right, I don't think I need to remind you guys of this. I'm just going over some last-minute things that may have been missed and overlooked before. And then this is something on a completely and totally different note that I think people should know, just like I was telling you guys about this law that got set up that people didn't know about. How many people are aware that in 1979, I don't know that it was President Carter, but it certainly was his people. You got people that have infiltrated what you call the federal government. Actually, they've infiltrated state governments, city governments, county governments, pick a government. They're all in it. Law enforcement, they're all in it. But in 1979, under President Carter's rule, an Egyptian-Israeli peace treaty was underwritten that pledged $3 billion a year of United States U.S. taxpayer money to aid Israel. How many of you guys know that $3 million of your taxpayer money is sent to Israel every year? A lot of people are not aware of that. I don't think they know it, and I'm just saying you need to know in case you didn't know. This is on a different note also, the word dollar. The word dollar means, because people have these green things that are pieces of paper that they keep calling dollar. Those things are not dollars. A dollar is a gold or silver coin of a specific weight and with specific markings. So most of you, when you go get your job, now I'm following Brother Kareem here, when you go get your job, they hire you and tell you, we're going to pay you $8 an hour, we're going to pay you $15 an hour. You've never got a dollar in your life from these people. Because when it's time for you to get paid on payday, they don't give you these dollars based on what the definition of a dollar is. They give you a paper check. And nowadays, they're trying not to give people paper checks. Some companies are mandating that you do electronic transfers and direct deposits into your account. So you're hired for so many dollars that you never see. That's why I submitted to you before that slavery has just been changed. You're all slaves because the word employer means master. The word employer means servant or slave. The word supervisor means overseer. Yeah, you need to understand. And plant is nothing more than a short for plantation. So everybody has been enslaved. And you thought you were getting paid, and you've never been paid. You work for free. This was interesting also. In 1949, Rothschild, and I can't remember which Rothschild it was back then, but that wouldn't be hard to figure out, funded Mao Zedong and so that he could declare the founding of the People's Republic of China. That's why China is in bed with these people. If you've ever heard of the what is the name of this? The BIS. Most people have never heard of the BIS. You guys need to look into that. The Bank of International Settlements. All kind of big secret things go on that are never reported and never disclosed, and nobody needs to know. These people are over all the banks of the world that are banks. Okay, just so you know, on general principles. I think I've basically covered. No, maybe I didn't. In 1948, apparently President Harry S. Truman was bribed to declare that the United States, to declare that the United States was the first of government or nation, foreign nation, to officially recognize the State of Israel, despite the fact that the UN and Britain had no authority whatsoever to give Israel any Palestinian land. So I'm wondering, okay, who's who and what's what? I'm still trying to figure out exactly who these people are, because I see a strange blend of a lot of things going on over there, and people are not clear what's going on. Now, I think I told you guys before that the Bushes are sheriffs, and everybody's wondering where President Obama was born. Not enough people ask the question, where was George Bush Sr. born? We know George Bush Jr. was born here, but George Bush Sr. was not born here, and it's a known fact, an established fact. That's all over the Internet. He's from Germany, and he was born a sheriff, S-C-H-E-R-F-F, sheriff. In 1942, Prescott Bush was funding Hitler, and as a result, his company was seized under the Trading with the Enemy Act. Isn't it interesting that somebody whose company could be seized for Trading with the Enemy Act can have their son and grandson become presidents and reign, in the case of the grandson, not once but twice? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably about all I want to say, but no, I think I should add one more thing. There's some research that I did for people that believe that this thing is all about the people that are so-called Jews, whatever the hell that is. Apparently, whoever these individuals are planning to and willing to wipe out all Jews from the face of the earth, especially if it has anything to do with avoiding becoming exposed. So I'm saying people need to stop thinking that things are about them because of their race or because of their religion or because of their skin color, and everybody thinks they're special. Nobody's not special when it comes to these individuals that I'm talking about. They are more than prepared to kill anybody and kill everybody. Now, there's some other things that I was going to go into, but they're not significant at this point. I'm going to drop all of that right now. We're going to get into spirituality, but before we do that, does anybody have any question or comment related to the closing up of that historical type of stuff or anything that has been discussed over the last 7.5 to 8 shows? Because otherwise, now it's time to get into the spirituality stuff. All righty, I'll take that as a no. That's good. I guess you can hold your questions till next Thursday, since that's what Thursday is going to be about. Now, I'm sorry, absolve me. Say that one more time. Yes?
We have callers, a lot of callers, but maybe if they want to call in right now, they should call in if you want to take any questions. If there's a lot of people in the call queue.
Well, some of them are listening.
Okay.
You know, some people don't have a question or comment at this time. Now, people are going to wonder, what in the bloody blazes does spirituality have to do with restoring America? How is that relevant? Because I'm sure there are people wondering, what does that have to do with revivifying and revitalizing and resuscitating or restoring a government